I'm Nick Miles at Dick Hanna Kia in the Vancouver Auto Mall, home of the best deal guarantee. And today we're going to take a look at this. This is the brand new Kia Sportage. Now the Kia Sportage has a refreshed outside. It comes in all-wheel drive, a surprising number of standard features on this vehicle, and of course it has America's best warranty of 10 years, 100,000 miles. But Kia is also ranked by J.D. Power & Associates for the #1 mass market brand in initial quality. So this vehicle is set up to hit it out of the park at the go sign. Very stellar drive of this vehicle. Should also mention that it has the Dynamax all-wheel drive system that is available for an extra $1,500. So if you have to traverse places where you need a little bit of all-wheel drive, perhaps camping trails, or you have to deal with snow in the winter, that's a really good price to add all-wheel drive. Now, let's talk about driving modes in this vehicle. The driving modes are Eco, you go to Sport and Normal. Now Sport really changes the driving modes. Look at how much power I get out of instead of Eco. I love putting this vehicle in Sport. In fact, it's one of the biggest changes from Normal and Eco to Sport that I have ever had in any vehicle that has driving modes. And it's a huge amount of fun. But if you have it in Normal or Eco, it still doesn't dampen it down and make it unexciting to drive either. Now, of course, you're going to use more gas in Sport, and Eco is probably better for your gas. However, it's a lot of fun to drive this around in Sport. Precision driving, this is a great little vehicle, easy to maneuver, easy to park, and it's nice to be able to take off the light faster than most other small SUVs when you're in Sport mode. Now we've switched it into manual mode here by pushing the gear shift lever to the left, and then you can actually use changing the transmission yourself. So this is something where you can have a simulated manual transmission by flipping it over and doing it to manual, or flip it to the right and goes back into automatic. It's nice to be able to have that, especially if you want to do a little bit of dynamic driving in the vehicle. So easy to drive, nice seating position by the way. Even in the base level trims, you get good adjustable seat, and you actually have a great drive, able to position the vehicle in the road at speed where you want it. Dynamic drive, unexpected to be so good in something this size like the Sportage. Now there are two different engine choices in the Kia Sportage, and we are driving the smaller or less powerful engine. This is the 2.4 litre four-cylinder engine that does not have a turbo. Now it comes in a front-wheel drive, a 6-speed automatic transmission with the Sportmatic shifter, which we showed you just a couple of seconds ago. It has 181 horsepower. You'll get a maximum of 30 miles a gallon on the highway, 20 in the city, and an average of 23 miles a gallon. You can step up to the bigger engine, which is a 2-litre inline-4 with a turbo. Turbocharge, of course, makes a lot of difference to your driving dynamics. It has front wheel or all-wheel drive for that extra $1,500. 6-speed automatic transmission, again with that Sportmatic, up to 240 horsepower, which is 59 more horsepower than the smaller engine. So if you want a more sporty dynamic engine, you can definitely get the turbo. I'm happy with the 2.4 litre without the turbo. I think that's sporty enough for me, but you have choices. Nicely laid out interior in this. The first thing I noticed when I got into the inside is the nice bezeled silver color around the outside of everything, like the screen and the vents in the center, which sort of reflect the Tiger Nose grille, as well as around other areas like the vents on the outside of the vehicle. This vehicle, of course, has the option of the sunroof. It also has a lot of technology on the inside of it. You can go for keyless entry. It has the automatic high beams that dim automatically at oncoming traffic. It also has an auto-dimming rear view mirror, which is nice to have so you don't get blinded. You can switch that down. Rear view cameras, which have been standard on all vehicles for several years, but this one is nice and clean, and a standard 8-inch screen, and you can step it up in the higher trim levels. And we wanted to show you what the entry-level Kia Sportage looks like. This is the LX. There is also a Nightfall edition, which is all blacked out of the vehicle. There is an EX and an SX, which is the turbo version. So you can step up from just the very basic vehicle that we have here, the entry-level vehicle. But this is actually a lot of equipment in here. Nice switches laid out on the inside. HVAC controls are very obvious. I can change the vent speed and also have my heating controls here, and every single thing in the vehicle has its own button. So I can go from radio, media, favorites, seek and the track, also home, phone and setup. It's super easy to organize everything in here. Standard 8-inch screen. You can step up in some of the upper trim levels to a larger screen, but everything is really nicely laid out, two-toned, nice durable cloth seats in here, which I would have if I had dogs, and it's well proportioned and well designed. A lot of features in this vehicle, blind spot, lane keeping, lane departure warning, as well as this has a 5-star NHTSA safety rating. 5-star is the best you can get. Now I'm sitting behind myself where I would be sitting in the driver's seat, and there's about 18 inches of space. Now I'm 5'4", so that's not very tall, but I got loads of headroom here. I could have at least another 6-8 inches, and I've got quite a long back. There's tons of legroom. There's a nicely finished back row of this vehicle. It does have power outlets, a 12-volt, 180-watt power outlet, so you can use this traditional cigarette lighter to charge multiple devices back here as well. Electric windows, two-tone. There is a nice cloth finish on this base model, and that of course is very durable on the inside. The Sportage is quite a chameleon when you look at the outside design. The very classic tiger nose grille up front, but every single trim level out of the 4 trim levels that there are in this vehicle gets a slightly different look, and the grille looks different in each one of them. But this vehicle is a nice shape. I have to tell you, a bit of a secret, probably shouldn't get out, but I think it has some elements of a Porsche when you look at the outside of this vehicle. It has those smooth, sporty lines, and Kia have done a good job with the design of this vehicle. Doesn't look overly masculine, overly rugged, doesn't look overly shaped like a dead fish. It's right in between, which gives you that nice sporty look, that sporty feeling, and still has that nice grille. Nicely shaped hood, and the front lights actually bend into the fender and into the hood with a reflector on the side here and the indicator lights as well. Look at this, nice piece of cladding around the wheels. This is a secret to design. If you use cladding at the top of the wheels, it makes it look like the car is actually floating, and they've done a good job in making this vehicle seem more capable by giving it that look of the cladding around the top of the wheels. Kia have also had some of the best wheel shapes I've ever seen in vehicles. Nice monochromatic mirrors, the same color as the body, with a piece of dark colored plastic at the bottom. Smooth doors, piece of cladding trim rungs all the way across the bottom. Door handles the same color as the body, monochromatic. The gas here at the back, and the lights start in that back fender and go all the way around, and the piece of light in a reflector bar goes all the way across the back, giving this a very uniform and sporty look to the design. All right, let's talk cargo volume in the Kia Sportage. A nice high load level here. Underneath this as well is a spare tire. Now there's 30 cubic feet of space behind the second row. Put that down and you get around 60 cubic feet of space. Overall, there's around 130 cubic feet of space in the whole vehicle. So quite a large interior dimensions. And I like the fact it has a rubber floor mat, which means I just have to take the floor mat out and hose it down once I've transported something like a dog or concrete. Well, that's the Kia Sportage, and on top of all that, it comes with Dick Hannah Kia's lifetime limited warranty, and that's at no extra cost to you. Plus, there's the best deal guarantee here at Dick Hannah Kia. If you want to test drive one, just come down to Dick Hannah Kia in the Vancouver Auto Mall, and they'd be happy to help.